You have probably heard of Sidetracked Home executives, but you might not know that there's another method for keeping track of tasks on index cards that's better for unpredictable schedules, young families, wonky work schedules, and even chronic illness. And that is called HomeFlow. Now, there are a few differences between the two systems, which I'll get into, but the main one is the organization. The organization of Sidetracked Home executives is more according to a timeline, where each task is categorized according to what day it needs to be done. Then, when you wake up that morning, you pick up your fat deck of cards and you work through them one by one. With HomeFlow, that's not the case. You still have cards, but your daily routines are on lists. So if it happens at a specific time of day, it's on that time of day's list. And then the gaps in your day are filled in with cards or with work or with tending your kids or whatever happens that day that needs to happen. Now, I wish I had my Sidetracked Home Executive system still here to show you, but I kind of dismantled it in order to create my HomeFlow system. So let me show you my HomeFlow system and I'll let you see if it looks familiar. Here is a morning routine list. I have mine with binder clips on the sides because I personally like to check them off, but you can also use any other kind of list that works for you. And then here are my cards. They are sorted according to daily-ish, weekly-ish, monthly-ish, and spring cleaning, and tasks that I have a card for, but I'm just saying no to during this season of life. So after I finish my morning routine, I actually do homeschool, so that's my next thing on my list. But the other gaps in the day between things, I can pull out a card anytime and work on that. The HomeFlow method gives a little bit more structure to your day. So there are set times when you sit down and go through a routine. Either you go through the whole thing or just the highlighted bits that you prioritized in advance. So it does have lots of flexibility, but also offers a lot of structure. Another one of the big differences between the two systems is how you treat it at the end of the day. When I was working with the Sidetracked Home Executive system, I would sit down and refile every single card from that day, whether it was a daily card that was just going to the next day anyway, whether it was a card that I had completed and needed to be rescheduled, or whether it was a card that I hadn't done that day and I had to mark it and then refile it in a time that might work next time, because obviously it didn't work that day. It was hard because my energy levels fluctuated so much and it was hard to predict when I was going to be able to do it. So I defaulted to the next available time slot. But then it kind of, I don't know that it snowballed per se, but I definitely noticed those little pencil marks that were marking how many times I had skipped a card. And that was kind of demoralizing. I always felt like I was running behind, that I had to do catch up, especially because I have PMDD. And so it just didn't make sense for me because I have a whole week or two out of every month where I can basically do nothing. I'm glued to my bed or the couch and so cranky at the world, I can just do the very bare minimum. Now in the evenings with the HomeFlow system, I just leave the cards wherever they are. If they happen to land at the front, they happen to be the first ones that I get to the next morning. And if I was able to do them that day, I just refile them at the back of that section. So it's kind of automatically keeping track of what needs to be done next. The last big difference that I want to touch on is what happened if I fell off track and was trying to get back into the swing of things. With Sidetracked Home Executives, that was really difficult, still possible, but I had a really hard time doing it because not only was I catching up on, the dishes and laundry, doing big mega sessions of both of them, but I was also needing to do a mega session of sitting down and refiling all of the cards that I missed. And that took upwards of 30 minutes to an hour. It was a really big deal, especially when my time was very limited and I was trying to catch up on other things at the same time. Now, with my cards organized according to frequency, I just start on whatever is in front because it's still the thing that has been waiting the longest. If things have kind of gotten out of hand and I don't feel like the regular routines are really going to be able to manage it, I do have a protocol that I follow, the Taming Chaos protocol, where I just go through each of the steps, take care of each of the mountains that have accumulated one by one, and just knock them out and then dive in. So there's no reshuffling of the system itself. It just kind of stays self-contained and keeps track of itself. Now, ultimately, I think that Sidetracked Home Executives and HomeFlow are both really great systems in different contexts. I think that Sidetracked Home Executives is probably best for homemakers who have enough energy and enough time to be able to do all of the things that they want to and need to do. HomeFlow is really more flexible if you are a solo homemaker that you don't have as much help as you would like to have, or you don't have as much time or energy as you would like to have. Now, don't get me wrong, there is always something else to do. There is always going to be something more that could be done. But it's been really healthy for me, I think, to be able to recognize that it doesn't all have to happen today. And I can just do what's in my power to do right now. It's built to have ebbs and flows. It's built for you to be able to have the stomach flu and not do anything for 3 days. It's built for mistakes. And it's got a really easy built-in on-ramp when I do make those mistakes. Now, I hope that this side-by-side has helped you a little bit to figure out what might be best for you in your season of life, and I'll see you in the next one.